have to stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am JLP Peterson. Good morning. Hi, y'all. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE, Jesse, Jesse. And my biblical question for this week: what's the difference between a believer and a non-believer? What is the difference between a believer and a non-believer? A non-believer. We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JessieLeePeterson.com/show. JessieLeePeterson.com/show. And if you're running around and about and you just can't sit and watch the show, you got to go protest something or someone, or you're going to work out, or you're taking your children to a public school because you don't want to be bothered with them. You got to go to a job so you can get more glory, and you just can't sit and watch the show, but you like to listen to it while it's happening. You can. On your iPhone or on your phone by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. Amazing. It is Friday again. It's amazing, too. It's Friday already, believe me. And Fridays are open line Fridays, get it off your chest Friday, express yourself Friday. And for now, we may change the date for Black Friday, but for now, because we love the blacks, now it's also Black Friday. That was then, when I was growing up. And this is now. I love the blacks.
You do make disparaging remarks towards black people.
Be black.
I want to make sure we agree on that first.
No, we disagree.
Hold on.
I want to ask.
Well, and the things that you do, I just like I say, I want to hate you, but something won't let me.
Hey,
What?
what's wrong with the blacks? Amazing. A spiritual battle. And it's a mess right now. This is hell on earth. It's hell on earth. And heaven is inside of us. You look there, you can find it. If not, hell is your other choice. You don't have to. You don't have but one choice: stay in hell or choose heaven. It is up to you. And believe you me, earth is not heaven, and man is not God. Amazing, huh? Or God is not man, and heaven is not earth. So it's up to you. So I guess everybody, and they mama now know if you're black, and everybody and their mama know that about Charlie Kirk assassination. And I guess it sounds like they're going to be having a funeral this weekend. I believe I heard that somewhere. I don't know if it's true, so don't quote me. But I believe I heard that. They may be having a funeral this weekend. By the way, Sunday the 21st. Oh, not this weekend. It's going to be Sunday the 21st. I'm being told it's Sunday the 21st, not this weekend. Oh, it is this weekend? What? Oh, this Sunday the 21st already? What? No. Man. September is almost gone already? Do you remember when it was time, September? Amazing. So it's this weekend, I'm told. And may Charlie's soul rest in peace. It was interesting, wicked thing that happened to him in the United States of America. Isn't that amazing? I told you hell is on earth. And I wish his family well. Some of you might remember, and by the way, I want to tell you this. Last night, Women's Forum was, everybody, and they mama showed up. And it was deep, seeking souls. Stay with it, ladies. Stay with it. Stay with it. Believe me, don't stop. The ladies have grown so much, it's mind-blowing to me. Because they want to know. They want to be free. But last week, I guess, this guy, Charlie Kirk's wife, gave a talk or speech or something. And in that speech, a lot of people said, oh, it was a powerful speech. And I said, no, it was an emotional speech. And an emotional speech is not a powerful speech. And she gave this talk, I think, I could be wrong because time goes by so fast now. She gave it just right after her husband was assassinated. And allegedly assassinated by this guy, right? I have to say that. Not that I want to, but I have to. And in that speech, she inserted herself. She made it clear without saying it out loud, she said it in a way where she's going to be the head of the turning point. She's going to take over. She's taking over her husband, turning point, operation. Of all the men that work closest with him, they have decided, because she said it during a powerful, what I call emotional speech. I think most people missed that she was making clear who was going to be taking over turning point. And I told you back then that she just inserted herself as the leader of this man's organization. And it's so hypocritical in that conservative Christians and Christian conservative, whatever they call themselves, are no different when it comes to the order of God. They know that women were not created to lead, but to follow. And I never hear them complain that jobs being taken away from men, and women are being put in leadership roles. And this woman has, from what has been reported, 2 young kids that need the mother to be home watching over them. How is she going to run an organization like that and still be a mother to the children? Will she just leave them at grandma's house, or will she hire babysitters? How's that going to work? But that's neither here nor there. the there's if I guarantee you, and without a doubt, if a man was taking the woman's job or playing in the woman's sport, you would hear something about it. They'll be bitching about it. But when it happened to men, you don't hear anything from the Christians, the conservative, anyone. The liberals and the conservatives agree that it's okay for women to play in men's sports, be sports announcers in men's sport, and whatever they want to do. But when men insert themselves into women's sport or jobs or whatever, it's a big deal. If you don't see the hypocrisy in that, I don't know what will. Are you telling me of all the men that allegedly are a part of Charlie's organization, that there's not one man that can run it? Not one? Tell me that. Why is it okay for both sides to always insert women into a men's role and take the jobs away from men in commercials, newscasts, weathercasters, government, but nothing's been said about it, either side. And the men won't say anything either. It's the darndest thing I ever seen. How about Christ and man, man and woman over children? Have y'all forgotten about that? How will the man support his family if he got one, if the jobs are being taken away from him and give them to the woman? How? And if Charlie Kirk, I'm being told, but I'm a little hesitant to say it because I don't see where they got it from. Hake gave me some information, but he didn't say where it's from. But just think about that. I knew that woman was going to be, and before they have the funeral of Charlie, they've already announced, according to this report, that, according to ABC 7, Turning Point USA announces that they elected Erika Kirk as the new CEO and chairman of the board, on Thursday. Watch this from Fox News.
We do have some breaking news now. Turning Point USA, headquartered in Phoenix, Arizona, has just announced that Erika Kirk has been elected the new CEO and chair of their board. That organization has explained it this way on X. In prior discussions, Charlie expressed to multiple executives that this is what he wanted in the event of his death. When Erika addressed the nation after Charlie Kirk's death, she promised her husband's legacy would live on.
Charlie, I promise I will never let your legacy die, baby. I won't. I promise I'll make Turning Point USA the biggest thing that this nation has ever seen.
And raise your children.
I promise.
Wow, those words feel so much bigger now in the perspective of Erika Kirk running that organization, Turning Point USA.
Okay. Turning Point would never be the same. If you notice, whenever the women take over, everything starts to change. It becomes weaker. It becomes more emotional. It does not function well. Amazing, huh? Let's put the show on hold for a minute. Play music. I can't. They have some type of issue here. We got to get it solved. I'll be back in a moment, folks. All right, folks, welcome back. So there's some technical issues on our side here, including the phone thing, but they're running around. They're working on it. It should be fine in a minute or two. In the meantime, 888-77-JESSE, even though you can't call right now. It should be everything. They got some technical issues. All right. I was mentioning, and welcome back. I'm Jesse Lee Peterson, by the way. I guess it's the bottom of the hour right there. I can make some. Huh?
We're past that break.
Oh, okay. I'll make the announcement in the next hour. I was mentioning that, Turning Point, I have nothing to do with it. It doesn't belong to me. However they want to run it, I'm 100% okay with that. But I think it's interesting in that, where is the love? Where's the love? Think about that. How come the focus is on the women in that they're taking the jobs away? They replace men with everything by putting women in leadership role. In the churches, in the businesses, in commercials, newscaster, weather reports, or whatever. And there's nothing being said about it. Nobody says anything. I just want to know why. But if Kurt want his wife to run that organization, in spite of having 2 young children that everybody pretend to care about, then that's fine with me. But what about the attack on the God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children? And why are men so willing to follow women? That's what get me too. That is like mind-blowing. How come no matter what the women do to the men, what role they put their men under, as long as they're under the woman, why are men so willing to follow the woman in the home, in work, everywhere? And nothing being said. Isn't that like interesting? How would things ever get right if this continue to happen wrong? I understand human nature, we do stupid stuff along the way, but at some point you say, no, And why is it that they made this decision even before the man's body is in the ground? Which is fine with me. I'm just saying, the conservative Christian right don't love anyone any more or less than the left anti-God people. It's the same. There's no love. This is hell on earth, and there's no love. Because if they did truly care, there would be outcry about just giving the men's job to women, knowing that it's just going to make it worse. This organization, churches, and nothing get better when women take over. You see that, and yet you say nothing about it. Now, if this man wants that woman to run, his wife to run his organization, it would be interesting that he would be thinking that way, but that's what they want to do. That's fine. But I'm talking about a bigger picture here. Look at the women taking over the police departments, the fire departments, when they run commercials about cars or trucks or tractors or foremen or whatever now, it's all female. And if you think that's going to work, you got another thought coming. It ain't going to work. And it's not working. Look how things are getting worse on earth. Because the hell coming through the woman, it's not in her nature. She doesn't know how to lead like that. Amazing, huh? It's a spiritual battle. I'm hoping that they keep me updated. I don't have to stop and ask what's going on, so I can inform you all, and I know how to think here. When I can find out if things are changing, they won't say anything unless I ask. So that's what's going on, according to ABC7. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, ABC7. Turning Point USA announced they have elected Erika Kirk as the new CEO. %. Everybody voted for it, according to this report. On Thursday, so I'm trying to figure out, understand, and maybe y'all can help me understand. How can you say that they support family when they're putting a woman in charge of it with 2 young kids that the mother should be at home raising? Really, I'm asking, how is that? I could be wrong. I'm black and slow. I might not be seeing it right, but that's what you have. I knew that, I told you that talk that she gave wasn't powerful, it was emotional. And when you're emotional, you don't see what's going on. You can't see. Men and women cannot see. Emotions are not of God, and you're not able to see. 888-7753, 773. And some of you may have heard by now that Jimmy Kimmel show has been pulled because apparently Jimmy Kimmel said something negative about the whole Charlie Kirk situation. And now the liberal Democrats are up in arms. They're like, And it reminds me, and I'm going to play this soundbite here in a minute for you, but it reminded me for all the last however many years when Obama and the Father Messiah Obama and what was the president's name after Obama?
Controversial comments.
After Obama? Trump.
No, it wasn't.
Before Obama, Bush?
No.
Well, I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy.
After Obama, Biden. That's funny. Nick forgot about Biden, too.
After Obama? It wasn't Biden.
Who was it?
Trump.
No, I
And
mean
then
now.
Biden.
I mean, like, now.
Yeah, Biden. You were talking about Biden.
Yeah, I'm talking
I was
about Biden.
Like, what? You're definitely talking about Biden.
When Biden and Obama was in the White House, they did nothing but discriminate against conservatives. On the internet, on TV, any kind of way they could stop conservatives from functioning. Obama, according to the report, even tried to stop some organization from register as with the tax company, and they were okay with that. They thought that was just fine. Isn't that amazing? But now that the shoe is on the other foot. Remember when the IRS was targeting the Tea Parties? The Tea Party, remember? Y'all remember that? Debanking people in the gun store. They were like having a field day. Debanking in gun store. They couldn't make money, all kind of stuff. But now they act like they don't remember that they did the same thing. This is hell on earth. Earth is not heaven, and heaven is not hell. I mean, not earth. Remember they went out to Hobby Lobby the Christian store, art store. They were going after everybody that was non-liberal. Remember that? And now they're like hurt. They can't believe it. They don't understand it. Why are they doing that to us? This is not democracy, they say. This is from KTLA 5. ABC has pulled late-night talk show Jimmy Kimmel live off the air indefinitely following a backlash over comment Jimmy made about the assassination of conservative activist Charlie. Watch this from KTLA 5.
Micah Scher, as you know, this move is sending shockwaves across the entertainment industry right here in Hollywood. Late today, the ABC network announced it would be pulling Jimmy Kimmel live indefinitely following controversial comments the late-night talk show host made during his monologue Monday night.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them and do everything they can to score political points from it.
Now, Kimmel had suggested that Charlie Kirk's alleged killer may have MAGA ties.
Amazing, huh? I remember in the good old days, in reflecting right now, I remember in the good old days when entertainers like Jimmy and others and actors and actresses, you didn't know their politics. Unless I was just too young to know that. But you didn't know their politics. And they would just act, make jokes, comedians, act in movies and TVs, and you didn't know their politics because they knew that if people are going to split, they're going to not support you if they know your politics, right? And so they kept that quiet because their job, their talent, their purpose was to entertain. Whether in movies or comedians, and so you didn't know their politics. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, as the word turned, you all of a sudden you know all their politics now. And so once you know their politics, because of human nature, you're not going to want to watch them, you're not going to support them. And now entertainment world is messed up as well. It's not good at all. It's all fake. But for now, Jimmy is on hold. When it wasn't even necessary as a comedian on TV for him to take his show and make that kind of comment. What good did that serve? It wasn't helping him. Even if he thought that, what was the purpose of saying it out loud? I mean, he earned a living by making jokes. The ego is a mess. It controls you. Well, President Trump and Governor Gavin Newsom reacted on social media to this Jimmy Kimmel situation. Watch this from KTLA 5.
Now the entire ABC network is saying the show is being pulled for the foreseeable future, and reaction is coming in from both sides of the political aisle, including the commander-in-chief himself. President Trump, who has a long-standing feud with Kimmel and other late-night hosts, posted the following on Truth Social, saying, "Great news for America. The ratings challenge Jimmy Kimmel show is canceled. Congratulations to ABC for finally having the courage to do what had to be done." Trump goes on to say the hosts over at NBC are next. Now, California Governor Gavin Newsom also weighing in on the controversial move, saying in part, quote, "Firing commentators, canceling shows, these aren't coincidences. It's coordinated and dangerous. The GOP does not believe in free speech. They're censoring you in real time."
But this guy, Governor Newsom, would understand that because that's what they did. when Joe Biden was in office. So they understand that. They know the consequences of doing this to people. So I can see, I can see what Governor Newsom is saying, because they have been doing it to conservatives forever and a day. Hell on earth. This is the Old Testament, alive and well on earth. A new revelation is inside of you. A new way of living, a new heaven, a new earth inside of you. Why don't you start living from within? Why not? Why not be free by entering into that world from within and live from within and not from without? Amazing, huh? This whole deal with Charlie Kirk's situation is very, very interesting to me because of the hell that is bringing out of people on both sides. I mean, so-called left and right. There's no love. God commanded us to love one another and not to judge one another, but to love one another. Ain't no love. Really, human nature is incapable of love. There is no love in it. One other quick thing I want to show you before we go to the break here. A lot of people are chanting F. Charlie Kirk. A lot of people going online and talking about F. Charlie Kirk and this college church Kirk. And then they're showing up at the memorial services of Charlie. And they're trying to tear down the flowers and the thing that they have there. Why is that necessary? What is it about those people that make them do something like that? Why, if they hate Charlie, they don't love Charlie, they don't want to, why not just go your way? Why you need to display that by showing up at these people events? There was one black guy, so-called college guy, that we played for you yesterday. He showed up at one of the memorial service for Charlie, and he acted out the assassination of Charlie. He even went up on the stage, according to the report, and acted out. Why was that necessary? There you go, yeah. Look at this. It wasn't enough for him to be in the background doing it. Amazing, huh? He couldn't even stand behind the crowd and just act out. He had to make sure that he was seen. Why? How come you don't know that something else is driving you? And it is thinking for you. If you feel emotion, calling it yours, and it makes you do things you wouldn't ordinarily do. So let's say this black guy that did this, according to the report, didn't like Charlie. Why was it necessary to show up at the rally and carry on like that? Why don't you just ignore the whole thing, go about his way, and let whomever else want to celebrate it, let them celebrate it? Why he had to do that? Why? What is driving? Now do you believe me when I tell you that you're not in control of your own life? Something else is controlling you. And there's nothing you can do about it until you realize you're wrong and drop the anger. Here are, this is from X. And this, when I see this, it just doesn't even make, I mean, I'm for conversation's sake. This doesn't make sense, but it does make sense because now I understand good and evil. This is pure evil. They are doing it out of evil. Evil caused these people to get up, if this is true, based on the story, to do what they're doing. Otherwise, what's the purpose? What I'm about to show you now. What made these people do this? This is from X. In Manhattan, New York, about 50 protesters led by a guy by the name of Hake Newsome marched and chanted F. Charlie Kirk. And according to Wikipedia, Hake Newsome is a co-founder of Black Lives Matter of Greater New York, according to Wikipedia. So I want you to see this, and I want you to even ask yourself, yeah, what is the point? What made them go out and do this over someone that, like Charlie, doing his own thing, build his own organization, said out loud what he believed, and it had nothing to do with these people. And when he was assassinated, according to the report, they go out and say F. Charlie Kirk. Why couldn't they just ignore it? What are they getting from this? Watch this from X.
Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Racist bastard! Racist bastard! Piss on your ashes! Piss on your ashes! Spit on your grave! Spit on your grave! I'll never be a slave! 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 I'll never be a slave!
But you're already a slave. You've been a slave to evil. Is that what it is? Isn't it? Let me take a break. 2 more hours to go. The hate news, and not the fake news, but the hate news. I'll be back in a moment, folks. Check out my book, For Raised to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother, who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND.
Some serious mess going on in the world. Jimmy Kimmel got suspended. You just heard about that. And vaccines, vaccine drama. There's some changes, perhaps positive changes, maybe. This is the end of hour one of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Friday. It's Black Friday, and it's the 19th of September, AD 2025. The lines are down as far as we can tell right now, okay? We're working on it. We got people working on the case, okay? So hopefully we will be able to take your calls soon. We do see your Super Chats coming in. We will read your Super Chats pretty soon. But it is Hake News on Fake News. Commie Nonsense Network, CNN reports astronomers are studying an exoplanet, they call it, about 40 light years away from Earth that could be habitable. With the help of James Webb Space Telescope, some researchers are close to confirming whether it has an Earth-like atmosphere and the potential to sustain liquid water. Nice. Exciting. And Jimmy Kimmel, our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, is now suggesting that the federal government could revoke the licenses of broadcast networks if they air negative coverage of him. Sounds like a caricature of what he actually is saying. The president's stark warning comes in the wake of ABC's decision to pull Jimmy Kimmel's late-night talk show off the air. Trump told reporters on Thursday that he would endorse moves by the FCC to pull licenses and suggested networks should have to reapply for them periodically. He added that not airing conservative views could be a rationale for removing a network's license. Interesting. Trump said he would leave the decision to Brendan Carr, the FCC chairman, at the center of this week's Jimmy Kimmel controversy, where Jimmy Kimmel, he made up the notion that the killer was a MAGA guy. What? He repeated the made-up notion. Anyway, Brendan Carr has suggested that the ABC's move to suspend Jimmy Kimmel's show is just the beginning of what's to come. So they're trying to blame the FCC, but I heard that Jimmy Kimmel would not apologize for his lie or his nastiness. And so he put all of the Jimmy Kimmel show workers out of work. Selfish, angry, allegedly. And vaccines, a CDC advisory committee chosen by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is calling for changes to childhood vaccines. It may be a good thing. I don't know. The advisors voted to recommend that children under the age of 4 should receive the combined MMR, measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine, separately from the varicella vaccine for the virus that causes chickenpox. Why do they need a chickenpox vaccine? Just get chickenpox. It's not that bad, right? I don't know. Anyway, Thursday's vote against the combo shot may seem like a small tweak. Experts said that the fact that the panel is revisiting older vaccines, that's older? I never got a chickenpox shot, did I? Can erode confidence in the overall vaccine process. So they want people to be falsely confident in the process? Well, they wouldn't call it false confidence. The advisory group is scheduled to continue their 2-day meeting today with a discussion and a vote on the China virus vaccines. They call that COVID-19 vaccines for all age groups. Nice. In addition to a vote on the hepatitis B shots for newborns. Pretty good. And as you heard earlier this hour, Erika Kirk has been named CEO of Turning Point USA, taking over the organization that her husband, Charlie Kirk, helped found and led until his assassination last week. He founded it at the tender age of 18 and led it for 13 years till the age of 31. He's going to be 32. He would have been 32 next month, but alas. The move was announced by the organization's board Thursday in accordance with her late husband's supposed wishes, which I believe it. You know, Charlie Kirk was kind of one of those male feminist type of Christians. He didn't know better, you know. But I don't know. Anyway, this is the end of Hake News for Hour 1. Now back to JLP.
To stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am JLP Fri. Good morning. Hi, y'all. It's Friday in LA. And I feel like it's Friday all over the world. You can get involved by calling 888-7753-773, 888-77-JESSE. And my biblical question, even though we have some technical problem right now, but it'll be worked out soon. My biblical question, what's the difference between a believer and a non-believer? That question is so amazing, it makes you want to holler. Throw up both your hands. What's the difference between a believer and a non-believer? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on JesseLeePeterson.com/show. JesseLeePeterson.com/show. And if you are out and about, running around, doing whatever you're doing, and you just can't watch the show live, you can podcast. You can also listen to the show on your phone, no matter what you're doing and where you are, by calling the listen line on TalkStream Live at 605-615-4131. 605-615-4131. And to donate and have your comments read out loud, go to Buy Me a Coffee. BuyMeACoffee.com/JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. JLP Talk or Bond JLP Cash App. All right. It's Friday. And every Friday is Get It Off Your Chest Friday. So that's buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk or buying JLP Cash App, just to be clear. Friday is Express Yourself Friday. Get It Off Your Chest Friday /Black Friday. That was then, and I love the blacks.
You do make disparaging remarks towards black people.
Be black.
I want to make sure we agree on that first.
No, we disagree.
Hold on.
I want to ask.
Well, and the things that you do, I just like I say, I want to hate you, but something won't let me.
Hey,
what?
What's wrong with the blacks? What's wrong with the blacks? Anger that started at home. Resentment of mother. It had nothing to do with white people, nothing to do with slavery, nothing to do with someone holding you back. It's a separation from truth, from God, from love. And if ever we needed love on this earth, we need it now. There is no love. There is no love. And the interesting thing about this whole thing is going to get worse. My country is gone. And it doesn't matter that the great white hope, Donald Trump, they call him king. They call him amazing, wonderful, marvelous. What manner of man is this? They call him Daddy. And I call him the great white hope. doing an amazing job. But unless you change human hearts, things cannot get better. He may make things work materially a little better, but the heart is still wicked, so you're going to have the same hell on earth. I suggest you drop your anger. Do what you want. You, as an individual, adult, are responsible for yourself. Drop your anger and be free. Because it's going to get worse before it get better. I mean, not even before it get better. Ain't no before it get better. It's going to get worse. But you can, if you're in charge of your own world, if you're one instead of being divided, you'll be fine, all right? You'll be fine. We had the women's forum last night. I mentioned this earlier. It was so deep that we went over, and I ended up going to bed late. I closed my eyes only for a moment, and the moment was gone. But it was all worth it. The fellowship, the forum, was mind-blowing with the ladies last night. Ladies, and they came from everywhere. One lady even flew in from out of town, another state. Isn't that amazing? She wants what is right. She wants the truth. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. It's going to get worse and not better. According to Yahoo News, here's an example of hell on earth, folks. It's so amazing to me to understand my nature, human nature. And how wicked it is. Isn't that amazing? This is from Yahoo News, or Yahoo Entertainment, my bad. The body of a 15-year-old girl that was found in a trunk of an impound Tesla on September 8th, which is registered to popular singer David, and they have here D4VD, but it means David, I'm told, has been identified by authorities. Watch this from ABC 7.
The body found inside the trunk of an abandoned Tesla registered to the singer David has been identified as 15-year-old Celeste Rivas.
A dozen LAPD investigators took a computer and other items from this Hollywood home just a block away from where an abandoned Tesla was found with a dead teenager in the trunk. Several homeowners say they remember seeing that distinct Tesla for a while. First parked in front of the house police searched today, then at two different spots on the street.
It's a little weird to see a car that I haven't seen here for a long time. Had a big dent on it, had a Texas plate on it. So all a little odd, but at the same time, people could be hanging out with friends for prolonged time.
That abandoned Tesla was towed earlier this month, and workers at a Hollywood tow yard noticed a foul odor and found decomposed human remains wrapped in a garbage bag inside the car. We now know the young woman found dead was 15-year-old Celeste Rivas, according to the medical examiner, the same teen who was reported missing from Lake Elsinore last year. Eyewitness News has learned Rivas had run away from home a few times. She was last reported missing in spring of 2024. Those who knew Rivas, who just turned 15 a week and a half ago, say she was bubbly and sweet. The medical examiner hasn't determined her cause of death, but part of the police investigation will be speaking to the owner of that Tesla, a musician who goes by David. His real name, David Anthony Burke, from Houston, Texas. David, made popular via social media for the songs Romantic Homicide and Here With Me, began the American leg of his world tour on July 30th and has continued performing since the investigation began. Tonight's show, though, in Seattle was canceled. The medical examiner also trying to determine how long Rivas had been dead, but based on the condition of the body, it might have been a while.
Amazing, huh? Oh. Amazing. So is Tesla a car? Is that considered an automobile?
Yeah.
So why do they say Tesla instead of an automobile?
I don't know. When you see a Tesla, you just say that, I guess.
So if she had been found in a Ford or a Chevy or some other kind of car, would they have said body found in a Ford or a car?
I think they might.
Might what?
Like say something like Ford sedan or Chevy's SUV. And so Tesla is a good identifier.
But I'm wondering if they said Tesla because they don't like the owner of Tesla now, the creator of Tesla. I'm just wondering.
It's definitely a word to say. It's definitely a word. Like it's definitely a catching. Like put that anywhere, positive or negative. It's like, if you're a news person, it's like, how do I get clicks and views? Tesla's a good word, actually.
Amazing. But they said she ran away or was missing when she was 14, right? And that she turned 15, I guess, recently. If she's dead, how did she turn 15? Or did she turn 15 before she died? Were you able to tell?
No, I don't. That's a really good question. They're such mamas.
It sounds like the girl went away when she was 14.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And then they said she'd been dead in the car for a while. It sounds like.
I got that too.
But they said she just turned, now she's 15. So I didn't know you can turn to another age after you die.
She's alive and for some people. Kind of thing. Why
Grandpa,
don't laugh so hard?
Tell me about the good old days.
That's not funny.
I know. What a mess. Speaking of Teslas, so I found out from the anchor baby yesterday that he had to, for whatever reason, use one of those electric cars and to take him from one location to another one. And so he went into a car that did not have a human driver. That is so interesting. Is that
you
true?
want to take a Waymo together? And we could maybe film it for the people.
Yeah.
Your Waymo experience.
It's so...
you for the folks, we're talking about robo taxis. They're available in LA.
They're all over the place.
And it's a robo taxi. It's really futuristic. It's like a self-driving car essentially.
And so you took one.
Yes, I've ridden one of these. There's no drivers. You're looking at this Jaguar vehicle with these funky cameras all over. That thing is driving itself.
And so you call for one to come and pick you up?
Yo, look at this commercial. It looks almost like an apocalypse. Look at the smoke. It's like you're going to need one of these robo-taxis to get around the apocalypse of America. And yes, I ordered it through a phone.
And they came and you got it. Did anybody say hi?
A lady, a robo lady, like a robot lady. When I opened the door, it was like, "Welcome." I forget. I think she even said my name.
They even use a woman for that too?
Yes. I don't know if the driver robot was a lady, but at least the lady that welcomed me into the car was
not even a man welcomed you into the Tesla car.
I don't think I had the option to pick.
And so did you sit on the front row or the back seat?
I sat in the
front
back
seat or back seat?
Like a total passenger to take in the whole experience.
And what did that feel like? Sitting in there and nobody driving. You're like moving around in a car and nobody around.
Pretty futuristic, I gotta say. I mean, the thing arrives. I had my name on top. I unlocked it with my phone.
Unlock what?
The car. The car. It's locked until the right person who ordered this vehicle can open it. So it's on my phone.
So you unlocked the door of the car on your phone?
Correct. The little handle popped out.
Really?
And then I could open the door. I got in. It welcomed me. It prepped me for the ride. Like, buckle up, make sure this car's gonna start driving by itself. When you click here, press start, and it drives pretty well. I gotta say, it drives it drives
pretty well.
It drives like almost a little aggressive. It waits for the left It waits for the yellow and takes the left because, in L.A.,
Right.
sometimes you got to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it knows to do all that.
And does it go fast? Does it move fast?
Yeah, it moves it follows the
traffic speed.
Traffic speed.
The flow of the traffic.
Pretty much.
Oh, so you just sitting there, and when you were past other passengers driving their car, did you feel silly?
No, I don't think they can even see me. I did not feel silly. It felt futuristic. It felt like I was better than everybody else. I felt like I was in luxury.
It made you feel better than others?
Not really, but yeah, basically.
And so, one last thing about it, because I can't see myself getting in one of
We
those
should
cars.
try it. We should totally do it and put up like some short of it.
And
the future's
while
here.
you are driving or riding in this car, are you having a conversation with the machine?
No, I did try. There was a moment where I was like, hello? There was no response. So no, I was wondering if the saved lady that had welcomed me into the vehicle was like an ongoing listening AI kind of thing, but it was not that. But soon, I'm sure.
So I would want to, normally if the driver, sometime, not all the time, of course, you say, hey, how was your day? Or how you been?
Right.
The driver try to have some type of conversation with the customer, the passenger, or the passenger with the driver, but no conversation in that car, right?
Conversation. No conversation. I attempted because I noticed when you take these rides, you could tell the driver before it even picks you up, like a person driver,
Right.
if you want conversation or not. You could pick no conversation.
Really?
Yeah, and so, I was wondering, should they add like an AI conversationalist in these cars? You could also have your pick too. And people talk at length with these AIs, have full-on conversations.
With a computer.
Yeah.
Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. And I'm wondering, because I just heard on the local news here, and I didn't pay a lot of attention to the story, so I may not have it right, and I apologize, is that they are trying to unionize Uber drivers. I believe it's Uber drivers. And they're trying to unionize, and I think, again, I could be wrong, the government just okayed it that they can unionize the Uber drivers. I wonder how would the fact that you can ride in these cars without a person driver affect the unionization of these Tesla. I think it was, I know for a fact, it was a horrible mistake for the workers to agree to a union. Because union people are about, the owner of the union organization is about money and power. So they're very political. And most of the time they're for Democrat politicians. And so these people who have organized, if it's true, and agreed to a union, all they're going to do is take your union due. You're not going to make that much money. And you're going to be restricted. What a mess! I want to do super chats.
Super chat.
Super chats.
Super chat.
Over on X, Jackie Sue says, thank you for your voice, Jesse.
And thank you for helping making it possible by supporting it. Thank you.
Donna says, I sent my daughter to college. 3 months later, she came home and told me I was a racist. Side-eye emoji.
I rest my case.
I told her I wasn't paying for college anymore, but she could, or she could come back home and we'd find a new school. She's a nurse now. She's gay and a conservative. She voted for Trump, 24.
What a mess. Right on. Thank you.
Max bought a coffee. There is nothing better than staying present. John 5:39. You search the scriptures because you think they give you eternal life, but the scriptures point to me. Yet you refuse to come to me to receive this life, says Max.
Oh, amazing. Thank you, Max.
Kayla says, with a biblical question answer.
What's the difference between a believer and a non-believer?
The only difference I see between believers and non-believers is that believers, quote unquote, talk about Jesus in the Bible, but both have the same anger, says Kayla.
Repeat that.
The only difference is that believers talk about Jesus in the Bible, Jesus and the Bible, but both have the same anger.
Amazing. Thank you. And I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. And I'm going to really try to deal with this. Don't hold me to it. Because I always wait and see what's going to happen with the fellowships on Sunday. But I'm going to really try to get to this one right away. Thank you.
And at this point, just call me Mike, singing, "She be calling me daddy, and I be calling her mommy. She be calling you Jesse when your name is Tony." Musical notes.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike. And shout out to MV and I Like Options. Welcome new Fallen State YouTube channel members. That's cool.
Thank you. Amazing.
Fazul.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Fazul says, "Happy Black Get It Off Your Chest Friday."
Black Friday.
Pardon me. To celebrate, I showed up a half hour late. As always, Father bless Jesse and crew.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you, sir.
What's on your shirt? Fish?
Sharks.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I thought it were airplanes. But go ahead, from here.
Kevin says, JLP, JLP, American flag, tan, thanks, hands, love you, Gramps.
Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate it.
Eric, 5 coffees. The further a society drifts from the truth, the more it will hate those who speak it. George Orwell.
Nice. That is so true.
Yep.
And where's George Orwell now?
In heaven.
I rest my case. Amazing. Thank you.
Aaron G., biblical question response.
What's the difference between a believer and a non-believer?
Believers believe in something or some things, and non-believers believe in not believing. I see no difference.
Amazing. Thank you.
And over on Cash App, Bond JLP Cash App, Orlando says, "Good morning, liars. Are you resting in it?" And he also says, "Shout out James Hake. Hake loves CNN." Nice.
I don't understand the message at all, but thank you.
Thank you, Orlando, for your 2 Cash Apps.
Thank you, yeah.
Very cool.
Very nice.
AF, Jesse, please help me understand why the sexually immoral won't inherit the kingdom of heaven, and how can I resist and be free of sexual temptations, says AF.
And why they won't inherit, I don't know what I mean.
Help me understand why the sexually immoral won't inherit the kingdom of heaven, and how can I resist and be free of sexual temptations?
And I don't understand the question that they won't inherit the kingdom of heaven. Where'd that come from?
Maybe it's in the Bible somewhere. Do not be deceived, something like that.
But
neither
but if
the
you want to
effeminate nor something will inherit the kingdom of heaven.
Repeat that.
Neither the effeminate nor fornicators nor whatever will inherit the kingdom of heaven.
Because you made that your God. That's why. And you can only have one God. So the way you overcome that, the question is, how do you overcome it, right?
Yep.
Drop the anger. Forgive your mother so that the woman would no longer be your God. And then stay out of your imagination. You will have control over that. You stop doing it. It will stop by itself. Amazing, though. I wish you well. Thank you.
Thank you.
But drop the anger. You got to drop the anger.
Thank you, AF.
Yeah.
Pastor Chatelet on pilled.net. We're on veteran-owned pilled.net streaming. He donated 111 gold pills. It's Black Friday, Uncle Jesse. What's wrong with the blacks?
Thank you. I appreciate that. What's wrong with the blacks?
I mispronounced uncle. It's Unca. Unca, Jesse. Nice. Thank you, Pastor Chatelet. Alphabet says people are getting fired because they're encouraging violence and terrorism, and now they cry free speech, says Alphabet.
It's very, I mean, like, I understand it, but it's very interesting to watch the people on the left, whether they're Democrats or because some of the people on the left call themselves independents. But it's interesting to see them act just like the conservatives were acting when they were being discriminated and against. They were being banned from YouTube and whatever. And the people on the right were saying, why? And they were upset, and I understand it. And the people on the left were doing the same thing. They were acting the same way. So I was wondering when I saw this last night, I saw a report on it. I'm wondering, so God forbid, but if they got back control, knowing what it feels like when their shows are canceled and things like that, will they repeat the same thing again to the right if they get back control? What do you think, Hake?
What do I
Would they
think
they'll do the same thing to the conservative again?
Of course.
Even though it happened to them now?
They would do it even worse. They've always been doing that.
I saw that black woman from Georgia, the fat woman that ran for governor or something, a black woman.
Oh, yeah. The one who couldn't admit that she lost?
Right.
She kept on crying, it was voter suppression?
Yeah.
Yes.
I happened to be flipping through the TV there, and I saw her on CNN, I believe, or one of those things. She was being interviewed by that woman, that female that used to be the media person for Joe Biden.
Oh.
Before the black one took over.
Yeah, the redhead.
I think it was her show.
The red-haired girl.
She had a show, right?
Yeah.
And what's her name? The black woman.
Stacey Abrams.
Yeah, Stacey. You got this big plan on what the Democrats can do to take back power. And she said there are more of them than there are conservatives. It was interesting. They are like trying to plot not how to make things better, not how to make America great, but how to take back power. And it's interesting to see that they're not showing any love for America. They're not saying that, you know what, we sorry, we should have closed the borders down. We should have brought back jobs. We should have done things better. They're trying to figure out how can we take back power. And they act like the people don't see. And I'm thinking maybe the people don't. Maybe they don't understand. Maybe they don't see. But it's interesting. It's about taking back power. It's not about making America great again. It's not by saying that we're going to do better, but it's about power. Amazing. Let me take a quick break. Hey,
we'll read the rest later, guys. Thank you.
When I come back. A quick break. Back in a moment, folks. 888-77-JESSE.
Like my cousin sent me you, and I thank him for that. It was more of a, he thinks the whole everything's a joke. That just adds a little spice to it. But in the heart of what you're saying, there is real things going on. And people want to overlook that. And I'm telling you, Mr. Peterson, I'm not one of those people. And I thank God that, he showed you to me. And sometimes we just need some Jesse in our lives, I guess.
I wish we had more brothers like you. We need more brothers like you. Because we don't have most guys that can, lead black people into the right direction. And I thank you for that, because a lot of people will be like, man, it's still going on. It's racism. Yeah. And I try to tell them, watch his show. Listen to this brother. He's telling the truth.
Take no thought about tomorrow. Yesterday doesn't exist. And you're going to see, man, God is with us and all is well. Okay, welcome back. 8877 Jesse. Couple announcements. The Hake report is coming up at 9 a.m. this morning. The Hake, Hake report.com from 9 to 11 a.m. Pacific time. The guy with the good hair, and you don't want to miss it. And after the Hake report at 11 on Friday only, brand new episode of the Fallen State.tv. Brand new episode. I had an amazing conversation with Scott Adams. And I wanted to talk to Scott because he had announced that he was going to commit assisted suicide because he had found out that he had cancer. And apparently it was so painful for him because he had what I believe he said the Joe Biden had, this type of cancer. But it was very, very painful. And he had decided he was going to commit assisted suicide. And today you'll find out when, where, and how, and all that kind of stuff. But I wanted to talk to him about that because I wanted to understand that mindset. When you're at a point where you know it's so painful, the physical pain, that you're going to plan to take your own life, what do you do in the meantime? And it was so interesting. Scott, I appreciate the conversation. So today on the fallenstate.tv, you'll get a chance to see this. And Scott, for those who don't know, Scott Adams, and I've interviewed him or discussed things with him before on the shows. He is the creator of the Dilbert cartoons and the host of Real Coffee with Scott Adams. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
So I had planned at the end of June to take my life.
Were you wondering if you were going to hell or heaven?
That's not part of my belief system. But I do think there's a non-zero chance that we're a simulation. That still implies that we're created by some higher intelligence.
Anytime you go into thoughts about the past or future, you're asleep.
I think even the scientists would agree.
So are you asleep or awake right now?
How would I know? How would I know?
It was very, very interesting. And I asked that question, are you planning to go to heaven or hell when you die? I would be thinking, okay, I'm planning to take my life in July. I'm going to do it myself, assisted suicide at least. Where am I? What's going to happen to me? I would wonder about it. But it was very, very interesting. You don't want to miss this. I think you're going to learn a lot. And you're going to appreciate Scott even more so, I believe. You can become a member of this fallenstate.tv. You can support us there right on the YouTube channel or JesseLeePeterson.com locals. I don't know how that goes.
Yep, you had it. JesseLeePeterson.locals.com.
JesseLeePeterson.locals.com?
Correct.
Oh, okay. Locals there, so support us. But you don't want to miss this episode today at 11 a.m. Pacific time. Telephone, telegraph, tell everyone. All right? And after that, oh, Lord, flying high. and not on fentanyl, not on pot, but on natural energy given to him by God. The American anchor baby. The American anchor baby. Right after the fallen state. .tv. Flying high. You don't want to miss it. And you don't have to worry about a crash. You don't have to worry about him flying really close to the president's plane or anything. He was taught on Google how to fly. He's not a DEI or DEA. What is a DEI pilot? The American anchor baby, right after the fallen state today. You don't want to miss it. All right, 888-7753-773. Let me finish up on the super chat. Super.
Super chats.
David says, ain't no love in the heart of the city.
That's for sure.
And that's a fact, Jack.
Amazing. Thank you.
Over on buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, King Alpha Nerd here again. I get your point, Jesse. But what if Charlie put Erika as the next to take over in case of his demise? Remember, Charlie was getting death threats before his assassination. And yes, Kirk was fairly young, but I know when men have families, they put their wives and kids as beneficiaries to have their assets. Also, if a man has a company, he lets his wife and kids take over the business. Just food for thought, Jesse.
Yeah, and a legitimate question, a legitimate thought, and a legitimate food. But my question would be, why would Charlie put his wife in charge of running the country? I mean, running the organization, Turning Point, when she already had 2 little children for him, and he believed in the family, right? Why would he give that to her to run instead of being the beneficiary? She could afford to stay home and raise his children, continue, right? Instead of putting them into, I don't know what she's doing with the children, but a babysitting service or grandma taking care of them or something like that. Why would you do it that way and not put a man in charge, especially when Charlie's supposed to be like this Christian guy, right?
Indeed.
And I'm sure he knew the order of God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman. Why would he do that? And I'm not saying he didn't. I don't know. And he has a right to do what he wants. It's his organization. But why put a woman in charge over all the men that are part of the organization? There seem to be more men, young men, are part of it than women. I'm just asking. But you're right. He can do whatever he wants. Thank you.
Eugene, you are right, Jesse. Turning Point will never be the same.
No, it won't be the same. It's going to weaken. I'll be surprised if it's last, to be honest. But go ahead.
Women were not designed to lead. Thank you, Jesse.
And why isn't that said out loud on the Christian conservative side of the fence? Why is there no concern about changing the order of God and knowing that men are supposed to lead? When they cry out loud when men get into women's sport, they are so hurt about that. Or when men and women want to change clothes and shower and stuff at the school, but nothing about men when they're under attack. I wonder why. Thank you. Amazing.
Thank you, Eugene. Josh from Georgia, BQ response.
What's the difference between a believer and a non-believer?
Non-believers, says Josh in Georgia, are closer to the truth than believers because believing in something deters you from knowing it and living it. The devil tricks Christians into learning and believing about the Bible and God, and it blocks them from actually living it and applying it to real-life situations. Those who can't do something will teach it, says he.
Amazing. Thank you, Josh. And again, I'll put my little 2 cents on Sunday. Very interesting response, though. Thank you.
King Alpha Nerd, BLM, Black Lives Matter, shouldn't be talking. They embezzled $91 million from their donors and funded white gated communities. says King Alpha Nerd.
What a mess, huh? It's so interesting to me to see them over there in New York, up and down the street chanting F. Charlie Kirk. Why? Why not? If you hate the man, just stay home and go about your business. Ignore it. Why you need? What's the thrill in bringing that kind of attention to yourself? Why do you need to go out and do it? That's so. Do you find it interesting?
I do.
In what way?
Because if you didn't like him, and if you didn't prefer him, it would be neither here nor there. It wouldn't even be worth mentioning.
You wouldn't even think, oh, you heard Charlie died.
Yeah.
No big deal. I didn't agree with him. I didn't like him. You would think that, right?
Right.
But you're just going about your business. And what good is it doing you to put a rally together, go up and down the street chanting F. Charlie, and men too, F. Charlie Kirk.
Spreading your misery and making other people mad.
All for the thrill of it. Thrill of it. Thrill of it.
All my bone days, says rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. And I wish Turning Point USA all the best.
Me too.
Did you know that his now widow, Erika Kirk, was 5 years older than Charlie? It all makes sense now. Mama wants to take over. What the?
Good point. I did hear that she was older than him.
36 years old. He was 31.
Wow. Well, no wonder.
Mm-hmm.
That's why she said, don't worry. Something like, don't worry, baby.
Yeah, she kept on calling him baby.
Yeah.
In her speech 2 days after he got killed.
Mind-blowing.
Terrible. Stephen from Rotterdam, the Netherlands, a very generous 10 coffees, biblical question answer.
What's the difference between a believer and a non-believer?
Nothing. Both refer to ideas, concepts, and imagination instead of just being still and observing and knowing the truth for themselves. I thought I was a believer. Then I thought I was a non-believer. Now I just try to let the thoughts pass because they're insane, going left, then right, then up, then down. What the? Love y'all.
Love you back, and thank you, and thank you for your support. I'll put my little 2 cents in on Sunday. And remember, I really appreciate the men and women responding to the biblical question, but I want to encourage you to look within, because the biblical question is set up to encourage you to realize what you know or don't know, but to look within so that you can know the truth. Really, that's the purpose of them. So thank you all for examining it. Thank you.
Anthony on Cash App. That's Bond JLP on Cash App. Black Friday on the JLP show. Amazing.
Black Friday. We're thinking about, or I am, if I want to change it to another day. Because I love Open Line Friday, get it off your chest Friday, whatever's on your mind, express yourself Friday. So I'm thinking of changing it to Wednesday, Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll see. But thank you. Amazing.
Mason says, thanks for all your hard work, Jesse and staff. Glad to see someone speaking the truth.
Thank you, and thanks for helping us to help others. I appreciate it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And thank you, guys. I do believe that may be all for now.
Amazing. Thank you. Before I get to this soundbite, I was talking to the anchor baby. He took a ride in one of those computer driving cars.
Yep.
And it just seems strange that you want to ride in a car and nobody driving.
Indeed.
But have you ever done that? Have you ever taken a ride in one of those cars?
Not yet.
And why not?
I'm not rich enough, like Anchor Baby.
But the Anchor Baby says it's cheaper.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Oh well, I mean, cheaper than owning my own car, probably.
No, but you take Ubers.
No, I don't. I haven't taken an Uber since the China virus.
Oh yeah.
Maybe once.
Nice, Hake.
Yeah, because it was so cheap before the China virus.
Yeah.
You could just go for like $3, go anywhere, and just carpool with. They pick up other people along the way.
Right.
But because of the China virus, they're like, oh, you have to be careful. So I'm like, I haven't taken one in years.
But the Anchor Baby said that this car he went in, the self-driving car.
Yeah.
You call it self-drive?
I think they call it robo-taxis.
Robo-taxis.
But yeah, it's self-driving, right?
Yeah, it is self-driving.
It's cheaper to take one.
I could totally believe that.
Would you take a ride in one like that?
Yeah,
If
it
you wanted
sounds
a
exciting.
Uber- What?
I said, yeah, it sounds exciting.
How's that exciting?
They've ironed out a lot of the details because there was one time where I was walking in the neighborhood around here, and one just stopped in the middle of an intersection and just sat there for like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And they just get in the way sometimes, but they're getting smarter, I think.
They have one of those. I guess I don't know if it's a manufacturer out there in Santa Monica somewhere.
Okay.
Or something, but sometimes the horns and things go off at night.
Oh yeah.
And the motor starts up out of nowhere, and in the neighborhood, the neighbors get mad because it makes so much noise.
Yeah, and then there's workers who have to like vacuum these things out and clean them and stuff like that. I've heard something to that effect about some type of disturbances.
Yeah, but you would take a ride in one.
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about them is that they're electric, and so when you burn them, when you set them on fire, not you, but Black Lives Matter, for example, sets them on fire, then the firemen just have to let it burn, and they have to keep their distance because it emits toxic fumes, and it could be explosive and all kinds of stuff.
Oh,
right?
yeah?
Something like that? I thought I heard something like that.
And you don't like that?
I don't like that.
Why are you even concerned about that? Who think about that?
Because they pretend like all these battery operated vehicles are so much better for the environment.
Oh.
But not when you burn them. Not that you're supposed to burn them, but
right.
I miss when you used to be able to burn those other cars in
Yeah.
riots.
Amazing. Well, interesting. So you would take a ride?
I
at
totally
one.
would. It sounds so awesome and fun. And somebody on Punchy.tv says, yes, put Jesse in a Waymo.
I can't even. I don't. I would have to get it. Anchor Baby got to be with me.
Oops, sorry.
I can't imagine riding in one on my own. I don't. I would have to be in a really desperate situation to call up one of those things and get into a car by myself like that.
Oh, come on.
Really? And that I'm an old school person, so maybe that's why.
Nice.
888-7. Are the phones working now, Bill?
Nope.
Oh.
I mean, I just tried one.
Oh, okay. Won't somebody go out there and help Bill Carr? 888-77, Jesse. They're still working on the phones. Thank you, Hake. I appreciate it. Thanks
All
for
right.
the super chat. I want to
We'll read the rest later.
yeah. I want to amazing. So I'm sure you can tell I'm trying to waste time until the phone's already. But it's bad, folks. It's really bad. And it's a spiritual battle. It's not physical. And my country is going to get worse. I just can't, if I didn't understand evil and how wicked human nature is, human beings are, I wouldn't understand why. And we played that soundbite of Black Lives Matter down there in New York. They literally, according to the report, all right, organized a group of people. Hey, y'all, let's go and walk the street chanting F. Charlie Kirk. The man been assassinated. How about loving your enemy? You don't have to agree with your enemy, but love your enemy. And I'm thinking, what type of thrill that must be that you, rather than say, okay, Charlie's dead, may his soul rest in peace. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm not going to his funeral. I'm not going to celebrate. And just leave it alone. What type of thrill? And why don't you question, why do I want to walk down the road chanting F. Charlie Church? What good is that doing me? It's not hurting him. What am I getting from this? Or going on YouTube and talking about how much you hate Charlie and F. Charlie and all that. Think about that. And hopefully you understand there is evil. And that we are not in control of our own lives. Something else is controlling us. Now, that doesn't make any logical sense, folks. And for those who may have missed it, I want to just play that one more time. And these, according to this report, folks, these people decided they're going to organize, and the followers of this group follow these people doing that. What's wrong with you that you would follow somebody that you're going to walk up and down the street saying F someone that don't even know you, first of all? Why don't you know something else is making you do this? So I want you to see this out of from X in Manhattan, New York. About 50 protesters led by Hake, Newsome, marched and chanted F Charlie Kirk. Watch this from X.
Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Charlie Kirk! Racist bastard! Racist bastard! Piss on your ashes! Piss on your ashes! Spit on your grave! Spit on your grave! I'll never be a slave! 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 I'll never be a slave!
Grown men, grown males, said, let's organize, walk up and down the road, chanting that over a dead person. They don't even know you're doing it. But you get a thrill because other people sitting there eating in the restaurant, they see you, and that feel better. Now do you understand there is evil? 888-7753-773. The hate news is coming, not the fake news. One more hour to go, folks. Back in a moment. Steve, thank you for calling and thanks for holding. How have you been helped by the show?
I'm going to tell you this. I believe you might go down in history as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, black man that ever lived on planet Earth, as far as I'm concerned. I don't know anybody before you that's been that great. You know, freeing the slaves is one thing, but you've been freeing people of their mind, which matters, it should be anyhow, to you more than anything else, because with the mind not being right, there ain't nothing else going to happen right anyway.
If you can doubt every thought because you're not your thoughts, if you can doubt every thought, knowing that you're not your thoughts, you don't create them, they're not from God, that they're from the deceiver, the great deceiver, Satan. If you can doubt every thought, you can be free, just like that. At an instant. Bring every thought into captivity. It's so amazing.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm
That is old school. Actually, it was before. Anyway, this is not Town Hall, and this is not IRN USA Radio News. This is Hake News, not fake news. Or is it fake news? This is the end of a whole lot of mess going on in the world. And even in our phone lines are down right now still in the world. But fret not. Bill is on the case, and I have total confidence in Bill. Just like our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, has total confidence in Pam Bondi. Shout out. This is the end of hour 2 of the Jesse Lee Peterson Show. It is Black Friday. We black. It is also Get It Off Your Chest Day. You're just going to have to get it off your chest in the snake pit. But hopefully we'll get the phone lines up and kicking before the end of the show so we can get to you guys. And hopefully for also the Hake Report. I selfishly would like to get the calls working for the Hake Report, although for the Hake Report, I have plenty of your super chats to get to for Hake and some great, in my opinion, stories and rants to get off my chest. And then, of course, Scott Adams. Scott Adams says, coffee talk, no, not coffee talk with Sandra. Coffee with Scott Adams. Host Scott Adams will be his episode will be aired on the Fallen State Very cool. And then American Anchor Baby, also awesome. And he may not have to rely on this phone system because he may have his own phone system that shall be working for you guys, right? I think so. But we'll see. He may be taking you on a flight. He wants to get away. Anyway, church with Jesse Lee Peterson on Sunday. And shout out to the ladies. I heard that the women's forum was great. And it must have been great because JLP went late, he said, at the opening of the show today here. So cool. Rebuildingtheman.com/church for church with Jesse Lee Peterson. Make sure you're subscribed to Bond YouTube channel, guys, in the world. All right, so Commie Nonsense Network talking about Erika Kirk, and they're calling her Kirk. It doesn't even make sense. She's called Erika. Learn English. In English, you refer to the woman as her first name so as not to confuse people with the man whose last name it is. What a mess. Charlie Kirk co-founded TPUSA, Turning Point USA, in 2012 at 18, transformed it into one of the most influential conservative organizations, credited with galvanizing youth toward our greatest president, Donald J. Trump's MAGA movement. In her first remarks since her husband's assassination, Erika, with a K, no C, Erika Kirk, also with K's, no C's, said she was committed to continuing his legacy. So Erika, they call it Kirk, will attend her husband's memorial on Sunday, the 21st of September. Make sure you tune into Church with Jesse Lee Peterson or join us in person if you like. Rebuildingtheman.com/church. She's due to be one of the speakers in a lineup that includes our greatest president, Donald J. Trump, and also Vice President J.D. Vance, who hosted the Charlie Kirk Show one episode earlier this week, I guess. Something like that, if I remember right. That is nice. Hamas has issued their strongest warning about the fate of the remaining Israeli hostages amid Israel's Gaza City offensive. In a message written in Hebrew addressed to Israel's leadership, Hamas's military wing said Prime Minister Benjamin Bibi Netanyahu's ground incursion in Gaza City means Israel has lost any chance of getting their hostages out of the territory, dead or alive. So claims Hamas. Their statement comes as public anger against Bibi, and his government continues to mount inside of Israel, where there's a whole bunch of liberals who hate Bibi, and they also hate God, I think, probably, if they're liberals, right? Usually that's the case. With weekly demonstrations in Tel Aviv, which is very liberal, demanding an end to the war and ceasefire reaching a fever pitch. So the libs are angry. Very divided country. And a man riding a roller coaster at Universal Orlando Resort's newest theme park, he died from blunt impact injuries. Terrible. Kind of like Universal Studio. Is that type of same company? Because we have Universal Studios here. I'm James Hake.
Stand up strong, face the truth about themselves, to understand what went wrong. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way. I know we can find a way to stand up, stand up.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. I am Jesse Lee Peterson. Good morning again. It's the third hour of the show already. And I know we've been having technical problems here, but I think it's all worked out now. But when I become president, I'm going to get rid of all computers, bring back people, to work, and then we'd go back to radio style show. Remember when we used to have radio? We didn't have these kind of problems then. But did we hate? You were around when radio existed.
We never had this type of problem during radio.
We had real radio and normal taxis. Not some Uber tax, some driverless person
taxis.
Taxis, yeah.
I thought you said taxes.
Taxi, remember?
I was like, this is that was the Obama days.
No, human beings driving the taxis, not computer. But anyway, you can get involved by calling 888-7753-773. 888-77 Jesse. Everything is working now. We found out what the problem was. I think all is well. My biblical question: what's the difference between a non-believer and a believer? Then I saw your face. Now I'm a believer. What's the difference between a non-believer and a believer? We have every way that you can watch and support the show listed on jesseleepeterson.com/show. jesseleepeterson.com/show. All right? And to donate to have your comments read out loud, go to buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, buymeacoffee.com/JLP Talk, or Bond JLP Cash App. Bond JLP Cash App. It's Friday. It's Get It Off Your Chest Friday. Express Yourself Friday. Whatever's on your mind Friday / Black Friday. That was then when I was growing up. See how nice things were? And this is now. I love the blacks.
You do make disparaging remarks towards black people.
Be black.
I want to make sure we agree on that first.
No, we disagree.
Hold on.
I want to ask. Well, and the things that you do, just like I say, I want to hate you, but something won't let me.
Hey,
what?
What's wrong with the blacks? First, I love you, and then I hate you. And then I love you, and I hate you. Then I hate you, and I love you. What a mess, huh? Amazing. A spiritual battle. A warfare between good and evil. Before I go to the calls, I want to show you two quick things that is so interesting to me. This is from CBS 19. So apparently they have some problem with a tax hike in New Jersey. And the people don't like it. And so they held a meeting about it. And someone like, I do better than just talk about this. There's a different way to a better way to express yourself about my dislike for the tax hike. CBS 19. A New Jersey man is not too happy about the tax hikes in his town and is protesting in an unconventional way. Watch this from Washington Post.
Please come forward to the microphone, state your name and address for the record so that the clerk can keep our records. Thank you. Mr. Thilly, I started your time.
You want to see me do the backspin? Like the backspin?
Those people don't know how to look at it or what to do about it.
Watch this.
That's right.
$400 on an average assessed home. Why did our taxes go up so much?
Thank you, Mr. Thilly. I like the interpretive dance.
Now, white people, something else, huh? Amazing. And the audience, the people in the audience didn't know if they should laugh or look at him. They feel uncomfortable. Why were they feeling uncomfortable? It wasn't them. Somebody else had nothing to do with them. Amazing, huh? Human nature is a mess. And remember, I don't know if this DEI or not, but it sounds like DEI to me. But I don't know. You hear me saying I don't know. But it definitely sounds like DEI. From the New York Post. An air traffic controller can be heard telling a Spirit airline pilot to pay attention. Doesn't that sound like DEI? After flying too close to the Air Force One, according to audio taken from livehtc.net, which is a broadcast air traffic control communication. Watch this from Fox News.
Well, this is one you don't hear every day. A Spirit Airlines flight heading for Boston got a bit too close to Air Force One over New York on Tuesday. Listen to this.
Pay attention, Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right. Spirit 1300, turn 20 degrees right now. Spirit Wings 1300, turn 20 degrees right immediately. 20 degrees right, Pay attention. Spirit 1300, traffic's off your left wing by 8 miles, 747. I'm sure you can see who it is. It's flight level 320, maintain 330. I'll keep an eye out for him. He's white and blue. Pay attention. Get off the iPad.
Goodness gracious. A Spirit spokesperson says Spirit Airlines Flight 1300 followed procedures and air traffic control instructions while en route to Boston and landed uneventfully at Boston. Safety is always our top priority, the spokesperson said.
Pay attention. Get off that computer, that laptop or whatever. Oh, a mess, huh? Now, that sounds like DEI to me. I could be wrong. I don't know. I wasn't there. And they haven't said for sure, but it sounds like a DEI driver. You still want to fly? And I wonder who was on the other plane, Air Force One. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Georgia. Georgia on my mind. Talk to Phil. Phil, you are on the air.
Hey, what's up, Jesse?
All is well, Phil.
Oh, that's good, man. So I wanted to call you yesterday, actually, but we ran out of time. And do the Bible Dump Thursdays, but I guess today is even better because you get it all off my chest, huh?
Yes.
And also, I am black, so let's get it off my chest. I'm black. I haven't talked to you since like 3 months ago, so happy White History Month for July, and happy Men's History Month for August.
Thank you, Phil. I appreciate that, man. Happy White History Month. July just feels white. Amazing. Thank you.
It does. All right, so I wanted to talk about with Bible Thumper Thursday yesterday. I wanted to ask you your opinion on free will, because me personally, I don't believe that we have free will.
And why not?
And because
why don't you believe that?
Oh, I don't believe it because for one, it doesn't say in the Bible anywhere that we have free will, and two is because there's only two wills. You have the will of the Father and you have the will of Satan. There's only two wills, and you're a slave to either or. But once you're reborn, you are now a slave to righteousness. But before you was reborn, you were a slave to sin. So that right then and there shows me that we don't have free will. And to back that up is you could look at Romans 7, the whole entire chapter, because I don't like to take scripture out of context and just break it apart like Bible thumpers do. Like I noticed that while I'm in these Bible studies and so-called Christians, we try to break it up out of context. I was in this men's Bible study, and one of the guys was like, "Oh, we do have free will," and I was like, "Where does it say that in the Bible? And why do you believe it?" And they'll bring out one scripture. They brought out, and it was actually crazy because they brought out this scripture that really went against what they believed. They just didn't study the whole context of that chapter, and it was Romans 7. the very last scripture, very last verse, saying Paul was telling him, thank God for Jesus. Now that I am now a slave to my mind and not my flesh. And I told him, I said, if you go back and read that entire chapter, he breaks down that it was never him that does these things. He said whenever he finds himself doing good, evil is present with him. So he was telling us that he had a false sense of what good is, and it was really an illusion that he was in.
And so your question, did you have a question for me about it?
Yeah.
I
was wondering what your opinion.
You seem to have an understanding. What's your question?
I do have a pretty good understanding. I have a pretty good understanding of it, but I just wanted to know your interpretation of what free will is. That was my question for you about that one.
And your question for me is what?
Oh, what do you believe we have free will?
No.
And if so, what's your interpretation? Okay.
No, human beings do not have a free will.
Okay.
And that is something that somebody made up once again, and it has deceived the people that they have a free will. And it's interesting in that the people will say, okay, if I have a free will, why can't I will myself to stop thinking these negative thoughts? Why can't I will myself to be free? They don't even question that. But just because somebody said it's in the Bible, and they believe it, and they never question it, which is unfortunate.
But that's the thing, Jesse. It's not in the Bible. That's the thing.
Right.
Like you just said, somebody told them that, and they choosing to believe it. Yeah. And I told them that same thing about Christ. I was like, everything is a matter of belief. If you believe that you're sick, you're going to be sick. If you believe in God, you're going to follow God. It's just a matter of belief. So I wanted to say on Bible Thumper Thursday yesterday, Romans 7:14. We know that the law is spiritual, but I am unspiritual, sold as a slave to sin. I do not understand what I do. For what I want to do, I do not do. But what I hate, I do. And if I do what I do not want to do, I agree that the law is good. As it is no longer I myself who do it, but it's sin living in me. For I know that good itself does not dwell in me. That is my sinful nature. For I have the desire to do what is good, but I cannot carry it out. That's exactly what you were just saying just now. You don't have the will to carry it out.
Right.
But for I do not do the good I want to do, but the evil I do not want to do, I keep on doing. Now, if I do what I do not want to do, it is no longer I who do it, but it's sin living in me that does it. So I find this law at work. Although I want to do good, evil is right there with me.
Well, because of time, I can't.
I just wanted to read that
we've
already Bible Thumper Thursday yesterday. My bad.
Right.
So, you go ahead though.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out there. I'm not a Bible thumper, but I wanted to. The more I've been growing closer to God, it's just God's been revealing all this stuff to me, and I see everything for what it is. So I just wanted to share that with you, brother, and I appreciate you for everything that you do. Like I said, I haven't talked to you in months, so.
Well, I totally appreciate it. Have you dropped your anger?
Come on, Jesse. We'd had this conversation last night. Yeah, I have no anger whatsoever.
Right on. Nice.
Whatsoever. Like it's so crazy. I don't have no anger whatsoever. And it's because I don't have. I'm gonna tell you why I don't have it. Because I have understanding now. And when you don't judge people, God can give you understanding.
Yeah.
Because you start to, and oh, my bad. I wanted to say this. I'm sorry. I know we got limited time. But pertaining to the Charlie Kirk situation, because I watched this past service this Sunday. Pertaining to that, the reason why everybody is the way they are so all over the place is because they're judging. If you just take back and sit back and look at everybody as a reflection and say, how can I grow from this? How can I look at this? And what are everybody else showing me about me? Because that's all we are supposed to do is be a reflection of one another and not judge. So now once you don't judge, you have understanding. You're like, oh, that wasn't him. That was a spirit over that person. And it's just the same spirit over everybody. But go ahead, brother. I appreciate you.
No, thank you, Phil. You stay with it. Stay with it, man. Just well, you already know this. It sounds like anyway, but just don't let anyone distract you. Don't let them take you off course with them, because evil people will try to stop you. The spirit of evil in the mind will try to stop you, and evil in other people will try to stop you from working on yourself. Stay with it.
Thank you, Jesse. Now, one quick question too. When I be joining these Bible studies and stuff, now I know, like I said, I work on myself, continue doing what I do, but I do question myself sometimes. Should I be around these certain groups, or should I just let, like, because I don't want to make it solely about me. like Jesus said, whoever's doing the will of my Father is who is of kin.
What's the purpose of going to Bible study? Why do you do that?
Because I'm invited. Like I'm usually like because I'm understanding of truth and no truth now, and it's kind of hard for me to be around people who are living in deception in their own hell. Because when I share the truth,
and so
it's kind of like
invite you to go to a Bible class.
Yeah, no, not like in a Bible class in that sense, but like, hey, do you want to join our men's Bible study? We studying the Bible this Saturday. Do you want to join? And I usually be like, nah, because I kind of know how people are.
So you go to a church. You go to a church. If I'm hearing correct, you're a member of a church. And at that church, they have Bible class.
No, sir. So what happens is I'm a barber, so I have plenty of clients that come in. And they invite me to like join on like a call right now. You and I are on. They call. They say, hey, you want to join our Zoom call? We're having a men's Bible study on X, Y, and Z. And then I'll join the Zoom call.
And why do you join it? Why do you go?
For multiple reasons, actually. If maybe I could learn something else out of it about myself. Like I said, I try to look at it from a humble perspective. Like, what can I learn from this? And not going in assuming things like, hey, maybe it's going to turn out like this or something like that. And then if it does turn out the way I assumed that it was going to turn out, I could just step away from it. You know what I'm saying? And it not be a big deal. But then again, it's like also I could be shedding light and truth on things, and people choose to accept it. Let he who have an ear, let him listen.
Do they be getting angry at you?
You can, I don't think. Yeah, it's anger because it's just anger in disguise. I would say. You know.
But what I'm asking that when you because you quote a lot of scripture right now, but when you in the Bible class. And do they give you a chance to say something?
They do, but when I do say something, it's always like a combativeness.
Oh, okay. And so, do you go to Bible class so you can end up arguing with these people by showing that you're smarter or anything?
Oh no, no. That's why I don't want to go because.
But why do you go there?
That reason.
Why do you go there?
Because maybe I can learn something out of it.
What can you learn? You seem to already know. What can you learn from it?
Like I'm going to tell you something else that I've actually learned. I've learned how sometimes I don't have to speak while I'm in that class. So if I am invited and they like, hey, we're doing this and that, I don't have to give my opinion on something. Or like you always say, I don't have to agree nor disagree.
Right. So why do you give your opinion?
I could be like a fly on the wall.
Why do you give your opinion?
I only give my opinion when asked. Or if I hear a lie being told.
Oh, okay. And so you only take it because they invite you on it?
Yeah, because I'm just going to answer that to be, short with you. Yes, I only because I'm invited.
Well, make sure you don't judge them because some people
I can't. Because I used to be just like them.
Hey.
I used to be just like them.
Hold on. Some people that learn these things, they get on a trip thinking that they are smarter, right? And so they insert themselves in a situation so they can sound smarter and end up arguing with the people, and then they feel good about that, but they don't realize they're judging using the quote-unquote truth to judge others.
Correct.
So make sure you don't do
ego
that.
Trip. Yes, sir. I definitely don't do that. It's an ego trip, and that's why I try to stay away because I could see the spirit. It's not them. That's why I always say I believe in everything. It's a spiritual battle. It's never them. It's a spirit that's over them, that's blocking.
No, but what I'm telling you, make sure when you are in those classes that you're not judging them, and now you're trying to say things just to get some type of reaction from them.
Correct. I know. Yeah. I thank you for reminding me of that, and I don't do that.
Okay.
So I am very aware of that because like I said, I understand how the spiritual realm works, and it is through that judgment is how I will fall back. I'll be falling in a fallen state, basically. So I steer away from that. But thank you so much, Jesse, for that reminder.
You're welcome, Phil. Amazing. Call me again, all right?
All right, I will.
All right, buddy. 888-7753-773. Let me go to Rick out of Virginia. Rick, you are on the air.
What's going on, Jesse?
All this, well, Rick, I hear noise in the background.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
I say I hear noise in the background. Do you have the radio off?
Oh, yes, I have it off.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, I've been hearing people talking about their freedom of speech is taken because people are saying, hey, don't say this while you're working. But if you're on someone's job, they tell you don't use profanity. Don't use profanity. How's that violating your rights, Jesse?
Yep. That's right.
That's just like if I work for you, Hake, or either Nick, or Joel, if Joel tell me, hey, either one of y'all tell me don't use these different languages, and if I use them anyway, y'all going to warn me, and if I keep pursuing,
and what are
y'all
you
gonna tell me,
referring to? What are you referring to?
I'm referring to, you see a lot on, people talking their freedom of speech is in jeopardy, if you will. Have you been hearing that?
No. I mean, I heard it when, I heard it when the talk show host guy, was laid off, temporarily laid off. And then I heard the liberals saying that, they're trying to take away your freedom of speech and all that. I heard it then.
Yeah, that's where it's coming from. You see it on social media and the Democrats.
Right.
They're going around saying people freedom of speech. How's that freedom of speech? Like I said, the Democratic Party is a part of disorder. They want you out of control, doing what you want to do without consequences. It's not hard. I mean, okay, if you go somewhere, you can have freedom of speech if you go different places, but you on people's jobs and property, if you go to somebody's house, they tell you stop using inappropriate language, that is not taking your freedom of speech away.
Plus, they're acting as though Donald Trump, I believe you're referring to the Jimmy Kimmel live.
Yeah, that too, and then like on social media.
They act like Donald Trump fired the guy, but Donald Trump didn't fire the guy. It was the job that laid him off indefinitely. It wasn't Donald Trump.
Exactly. So I may go on that, what's that, NBC? You know why? Because NBC is one of their major media, drive-by media outlets. That's probably why.
Well, I heard that, and I don't know if it's true or not, but apparently NBC is owned by Disney, I guess, or something. And they'll try to make a deal with some other company and blah, blah, blah. I mean, ABC, not NBC, but ABC. It's owned by Disney.
Right.
So it seemed to be more going on behind the scenes than what we realize.
Oh, yeah. That's possible as well, too, Jesse.
Yeah.
But that's crazy. People don't have no order. People, like somebody can have a business, Jesse, and then the Democrats constantly with the employees are in control. You ever notice that?
Repeat that.
Like if you have a business and like you run the business, the CEOs, the Democrats they have to fix it where the employees run the business. They can tell the CEO what to do. You ever notice that?
Yeah, but they only do it when it's concerning conservative, though. They don't do it on their side. Only to conservatives.
And that's true, too.
Yeah.
Definitely true.
Amazing. What a mess.
Yeah. What you suggest we do that, Jesse?
What can you do?
Yeah, what you think we should do,
Nothing.
As Christians and conservatives?
Nothing. Don't fight with the devil.
But people will just live in the present, huh?
That's all. You can't do anything about someone else. As long as they're not attacking you physically.
Exactly.
There's nothing you can do about it, but don't argue with the devil. Thank you, Rick. I appreciate it.
Oh, okay, Jim. Well, look, thanks for taking my call. Love y'all. Have a good weekend.
Thank you, buddy.
I'll see y'all for church service.
Yes,
Bye-bye.
sir. Amazing. Thank you. 888-7753-773. Let me go to first-time caller, James out of Texas. James, you are on the phone.
Hi, Jesse. Can you hear me?
Hey, James.
Yeah, so I just had a question. A couple callers ago was talking about free will.
Yes.
And so I don't, I don't have a different opinion necessarily. I'm inclined to believe that we don't have free will. But my question for you is, what about the choice that we can make to return to the Father? Like, wouldn't that be maybe it's the one free choice we do have?
Well, it is up to you to admit that you're miserable, you're tired of living in hell, and you want to overcome. And once you realize that, you are making a choice that you want to return to the Father. Absolutely.
So, right. So that means that, because if that's not a free choice, then that would make me believe that some people are unable to return to the Father. And I think, at least I believe that everyone, of course, not everybody makes that choice, but right. I believe everyone can make that choice.
That's about the only choice you have in life, is whether or not you want to stay in your hell. And when you admit that, yeah, I am in hell, I'm miserable, I'm tired of living this way, that's the choice you make, but that's the only one.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Are you overcoming hell?
Yeah, I am. I've been listening to you for about a year now.
Have you dropped your anger?
Oh, yeah. I'm not angry at anybody or anything.
You forgave your mother?
I did. I grew up pretty happy family. There weren't a lot of problems, but at first I thought, maybe that doesn't apply to me and all that. But then I kind of realized she did instill some fears into me about the world and things like that. So I have, yeah. And she kind of didn't love it, but it was about a year ago now, and things are fine. So
what did she say when you went and forgave her? What did she say?
She just kind of didn't understand it and was just kind of like, I don't really know why you feel that way, but she didn't seem to be that mad at me though for it. So
did you believe her when she pretended not to understand?
I'm not sure. Did I believe her?
Yeah.
Meaning, I see what you're saying. I guess I didn't know, but I didn't feel any need to make an argument out of it or anything like that.
That's right.
Yeah, I said my piece. So
amazing. I have one. Can you hold for a minute? I have a question for you.
Sure. Yeah.
Hold on, James. And you're right. You only have one choice, and that choice is to come out of hell. You can stay in there. You can come out. So that's a very good point. But hold on, James. 888-7753-773. 888-77-Jesse. Let me take a quick break. When I come back, the treasure chest is now open on D-Live and on Scratch Off on Pure.net. Back in a moment. So, here's what I recommend. I invite you to download my silent prayer.
I know some people have called in and they wonder if the silent prayer is working. And I just want to take a second and to tell them that it works. You just have to stick with it.
Yeah.
That's the first thing I started doing before I even forgave my parents. And I was so depressed and suicidal at some times that I just would have to stop in the middle of my job or whatever I was doing and go into the silent prayer. And it really does help. Like, I don't have those anymore.
Amazing. You haven't seen anything yet. Doubt every thought. Bring every thought into captivity. Just let them all pass. Don't judge them. You haven't seen anything. It gets better and better and better and easier. So my gift to you, no charge, at rebuildingtheman.com/church. Okay, folks, welcome back. 888-775-3773. So we had some technical problems this morning here on the show. Issues, but they all worked out now, it seems. So everything seems to be fine at this point. Quick announcement. The Hake Report is coming up at 9 a.m. The HakeReport.com from 9 to 11 Pacific time. And then a brand new episode of the FallenState.tv. I had an amazing conversation with Scott Adams. And he is the creator of Dear Bert cartoons and the host of Real Coffee with Scott Adams. Watch this.
Next time on The Fallen State.
So I had planned at the end of June to take my life.
Were you wondering if you were going to hell or heaven?
That's not part of my belief system. But I do think there's a non-zero chance that we're a simulation. That still implies that we're created by some higher intelligence.
Anytime you go into thoughts about the past or future, you're asleep.
I think even the scientists would agree.
So are you asleep or awake right now?
How would I know? How would I know?
Very interesting discussion. So you do want to check that out. It was interesting here when he said about assisted suicide. It was so interesting. At 11 a.m. Pacific time, you can support the Fallen State by becoming a member or whatever, right? On the YouTube channel there, or going to JessLeePeterson.locals.com. And I do appreciate it. And then after that, flying high on natural energy, the American Anchor Baby, right after the FallenState.tv. The American Anchor Baby. He's not a DEI pilot. He got his license, or he learned to drive from Google or somebody. He's the real deal. You're a Google trained pilot. Right after the FallenState.tv, all right? And then Sunday Morning Fellowship for all. Go to rebuildingtheman.com/church for more information. We have the best fellowship on this side of the planet. The fellowship at 11 a.m. Doors open at 10:30. All are invited. You can watch it live or you can podcast at rebuildingtheman.com/church, all right? Or you're all welcome. Let me go quickly back to James out of Texas. So, James, how old are you? Hey, James.
Hello?
How old are you?
I'm 25 years old.
Are you familiar with this guy, Kirk, Charlie Kirk?
Yeah, very familiar. Very familiar.
And it has been announced that the female is taking over his organization. What do you think about that?
Yeah, well, I watched her, I guess she gave a speech or some remarks a couple days ago or something like that. I saw a YouTube video about it. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, she seemed a little, she kind of was like, you know, if you think this movement's going to die, this and that, and you got another thing coming, this or that. So, I don't know. We'll see. It seemed kind of passionate, a little angry, which, I mean, that makes sense. You know, that's a horrible tragedy just happened to her husband. I can't at all fault that. I don't know, I guess. I really don't know. I guess we'll see.
And what do you think about the female taking over and running the organization in leadership role? How old are you? You're 25, you say?
Yeah, 25.
And I don't know you. I've never met you, but what do you think about females in leadership roles?
I think it largely depends on what type of leadership role. For example, I think a female would do a good job in like a a leadership role where they're maybe coaxing women to not go through with abortion, something like that, something where it's relatable to the woman. But maybe in this case, it might not be the very best decision.
And why? You mean this woman running Turning Point?
Well, it's tricky because it is his wife, and so part of me, and being that I was a big supporter of Charlie Kirk, I want to still support the movement, if that makes sense. So I guess I have hope, is what I'm saying.
You have hope about what?
That Turning Point will continue to thrive and persuade the youth to have good values and be of good moral character and follow God.
And so you think that the woman can do that?
I hope that she can.
Do you believe she can?
I'm gonna. Can I stick with I hope she can?
Do you believe that a woman can lead the man to God?
Oh, specifically, I would say no to that question.
And
no.
So this woman taking over Turning Point, will she continue to do what they said Kirk did?
It will not be as effective as what Charlie Kirk was able to do.
Meaning what?
Well, I think there's also a political aspect to the movement. I think he definitely turned people to God, but I think there's people that didn't want to turn to God, but still got some kind of conservative values out of it, politically speaking. And I think that might, or at least I hope that might still be the outcome with her in charge.
So you believe, and I don't want to put words in your mouth, but you think that you believe this woman won't be able to turn men and women back to God, but politically she can carry that out?
I think that's possible, yeah.
And how is that possible with a woman being in leadership role that she can even help, she can carry that out politically?
Well, I mean, again, I guess I don't know. I'm not.
Well, I know you don't know it. I don't know the outcome either. I'm just asking, why do you think, you agree that she won't be able to point men back and women back to God, but you believe that she can do it politically. Why do you believe that?
I'd guess I just have hope. That's really all I can say. I mean, I there's part of me that worries she can't. That's for sure. Not like a preoccupation with it, like I'm really worried, but I support the movement, and I'm not in charge of the movement. I have no power, no say, no whatsoever. So I just kind of hope for the best.
Well,
but when you ask specifically about,
I'm sorry.
When you ask specifically about leading to God, I do that. That I would say, no. I mean, Charlie, he was a special person, and hard to come by. So no, I don't think it'll be.
Do you think if a man had taken it, because I'm sure there had to be one man in that group could be taken over and leading the men and women back to God? Do you believe that would have been possible then?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, as a 25-year-old male, would you follow a woman?
No, not really. No, I would say.
And why not?
Just because they don't. There's kind of a lot of things they don't know what it's. I guess they don't have any ability to guide me. I don't know if that makes sense, but they're not natural leaders. And I know now, that's kind of like I'm saying she can't lead it when I say that, but yeah, I don't think they're naturally inclined to be very strong leaders. Some definitely show up and can be, I think, but for me personally,
you
no.
think that a woman can show up and be a strong leader?
Well, I think in certain contexts, like, for example, I know somebody, unfortunately, who's had an abortion, and I think, like, a strong female in that position guiding other women absolutely can be a leader.
And so you believe there's such a thing as a strong woman?
Yeah, I mean, I would say so. I think that like, in terms of overcoming adversity, I think that's how I would define strength. So, I mean, yeah.
Have you ever seen a strong woman?
Not too many, but...
Have you ever seen any?
Now you got me on the spot. I think that, like, I can't name a name right now, but I think that...
Well, don't name the name. I'm just wondering. No, it's not necessarily mention the name, but have you, in your 25 years of being on the earth, have you ever seen a strong woman?
I've seen women who have had really bad life circumstances and still show up kind of with a positive attitude and with good hearts and good moral character. And I think that takes strength. So
have you ever seen a strong woman?
I mean, just in general, I guess I'd have to say, yeah.
So you have seen a strong woman?
I think so.
And what is a strong woman?
It's what I just said. It's a woman who struggles and perseveres against whatever her own adversity is. Now, I'm not comparing them to a man. The way a man is strong.
Very interesting, James. I appreciate that. So you don't have anything to do with Turning Point, nor do I. However they want to run it, it's totally on them. Do you expect the men who were listening to Charlie, do you think those men will follow this woman?
Probably a lot of them will end up not following it, at least in the same way, at least with the same passion. I don't think they're going to start actively rooting for it to, not exist or anything like that, but they might. We'll see. I don't know.
Amazing, James. Thank you for that, man. I just wanted to know how 25-year-old men, what they thought about this. One other quick thing. What do you think about the notion or the reality that Christians, whether Christian conservative, are against men in men leadership role? How do you feel knowing that they are against the men? They would rather put a woman there than a man, and they are Christians. What do you think about that? How do you feel?
I do not like that. I do not like that, and that goes back to how you were saying, can a woman lead men to God or people to God the way that a man can? And I would say no. And that's you see, there's some still branches of Christianity, like I know, like the Catholics, they don't have women priests, and it's not for any reason of hatred or anything like that. It's because of exactly what you're saying, the effectiveness and the order that you talk about, which I do very much believe in, the God, Christ, man, woman, child. So
yeah,
I don't like that the roles are trying to be flipped there inside the church.
And so do you agree or disagree with me that the Christian conservatives are no different than the left liberals when it comes to men?
Many of them are no different, I would agree. Some are still, not all, but most,
Not all, most, but most. But I haven't seen any Christian conservative women stand up for men at all.
That's a good point.
Have you?
Not really, no. Not
so
that
why
I can
do
think
you
of.
say not all then?
I'm just trying to give give grace and give hope that, that like somewhere out there, that just, not everybody's online, and saying stuff. I'm sure there's somebody in their local church somewhere that's standing up and saying, no, my husband is the man that.
Who is Grace? You say you're trying to give Grace something.
Giving, no, I meant like, not a person, like, maybe that wasn't the right word, but I'm trying to be respectful to the fact that, like, I don't know everybody. Like, I don't know. There's lots of people I don't know, and I'm sure there's some woman out there somewhere who does believe in that order and would not put herself in the position to run a church, even if given that opportunity.
But you have never seen a Christian woman or a conservative Christian woman or a conservative woman stand up and speak out against what's happening to men.
I've not directly seen that, no.
Isn't that interesting? They pretend they love God. They pretend they love what's right. They pretend they love the order, but yet they go 100% along with women taking over men jobs, men roles, and everything.
Yeah, I think it's hypocritical, or maybe they're just not understanding what it is that they claim to be believing in.
Or maybe they don't love God after all.
It could, yeah, maybe.
Because how can you love the Father and go against him like that?
That's true. Yeah, I don't know.
James,
I don't think you can.
Thank you, James. I know you didn't know I was going to ask you that. I just wanted some understanding about how 25-year-old men are thinking about this kind of stuff, because I don't hear any outcry from anyone really about, except for the network here, about the attack on men. And the Christian conservative women, the Bible teaching women, the preaching woman, they all seem to be against men leadership role.
Yeah, no, I agree, especially in that church.
Yeah,
in the church position, leading people to God. Yeah, no, I agree with the order.
Amazing.
That's all I can say.
Thank you, James. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
All right, buddy. Amazing. Let me go to Kentucky and call the first-time caller, PATSY. PATSY out of Kentucky. PATSY, you are on the air.
Yes.
Hey, Patrick. I mean, Patsy.
Patsy.
Yes, you're on the air.
Well, Jesse, I've been listening to you for a long time. And I agree with you on a lot of things. I'm a Christian woman. I'm conservative. But I don't... I agree with the Christian order of the man and the woman.
Right.
But I don't see how it can work out in the world. Because, like, I work hard. When I have a job, I work really hard, and I have been successful in working my way up in management. So if I work myself past a man, and my job, I come over a man, that's just part of me working. So am I to be lazy and not have myself over a man in the workforce? And that goes back to Erika, Charlie Kirk's wife. I mean, I know it's kind of late in her, but she's also worked that, and if she's capable of doing that and being in charge, I think there's a difference in the spiritual than being out in the world and working. Because, listen, I mean, I'm divorced, but when I was in the home, I come home, I worked every day, I washed, I done everything. I'm a proponent for a woman being underneath a man in a marriage and things. So that's where we kind of differ. Don't you think that if as a person, not a man or woman, as a person, when they work hard out in the workforce, do you still think that's wrong, a woman being over a man?
Yes, but let me ask, are you saying that it's okay that this woman take over and run this man organization knowing that she has 2 young kids?
Well, we don't know the situation. I mean, we don't know the situation.
No, I'm asking you though, do you think that it's okay? This woman has 2 young kids, and the father is now gone, do you think she should be the CEO of an organization when she has 2 young kids to raise?
Well, but see, I don't know. I don't know if Erika homeschools them. If she's homeschooling them, then she may have that time where she's spending that time with them.
But I'm asking, do you think that first, because of time, do you think she has 2 young kids? Do you think she should be home raising those children or out trying to pretend to be a CEO?
Well, like I said, I don't know her. I guess you could say her schedule in her life.
I don't either, but I'm just saying, knowing the order of things, do you think she should be out pretending to be some great CEO or at home? At home raising the children? Where's the real love in that? Where's the love for the children?
Can she not be both?
No.
Can she not be both?
No.
No.
Which one indicate that she loved her ego more than she loved the children? If she stayed home and raised the children, or if she out trying to be a CEO? Who want a CEO woman? What the?
Would it not be like being a working mother?
No. Because apparently she doesn't have to work. From what I'm told, I don't know. But
I'm just putting it in that shoes if it was a mom that the father left, a regular everyday mom, she just happens to have fame.
But if she loved the children more than she loved her ego, would she go out and work or would she stay home and raise the man children?
I got you.
Which one?
I don't know. She'll have to answer to the father for that.
No, I'm asking you. If she loved her children, which one she loved more, her ego or the children?
Let me just say this, Jesse. There's a black preacher in 1997.
No, because of time. Answer that question.
You're putting me on the hot seat. If it was me, I'd stay home with the children.
So she loved her ego more than the children then?
I guess so.
Why is it hard to say?
Do you know about the prophecy?
What?
In 1997, I don't know the guy's name, but there was a prophecy, and Charlie Kirk fit the prophecy, and it talks about a lioness coming up behind him, which Erika fits that.
Oh, Lord. She's a liar, you say?
A lioness.
A lioness?
Yeah.
Meaning she lie?
No, a lioness.
She's a liar. PATSY, call me on Monday. Can you call me on Monday?
Yeah, have a good day.
Okay, I'm right on time. That's all right, but call me Monday. Very interesting. Super chat.
Super chat.
Super chats.
David says, ain't no love in the heart of town. Come on, man.
Ain't no love in the heart of the city. Amazing.
And he also says, auf der Heideblut ein kleines Blumenstein, Erika, which is translated,
auf der Heide blüht ein kleines Blümelein, Erika.
It's an old song from World War II Nazi Germany times.
Thank you. Amazing.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
And it has to do with it. It's nice. Anyway, a real deal carnivore says, this is Toriano. Called your show a few times. Thanks for sharing the truth and pointing me towards the lights. Go and forgive and drop the anger.
Stay with us, stay with us, stay with us. Thank you.
David, not George allowed. Why George?
Why George, Lord, not George. What? Thank you.
Rex, hey Jesse, I think a good leadership role for a woman is a midwife. Love the show. Keep up the good work, Bond.
That's right. Midwife would work. Thank you.
Fazul with a couple of super chats, retracted messages. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Imported TV shout out to the Sermon on the Mountain. Thank you, Jesse and gang, for the amazing week.
Erika gave an emotional talk, not a powerful talk. Jesus Christ gave a powerful talk. Amazing. Thank you.
Facts. Cheddar Bob, biblical question answer. There is no difference between believers and non-believers because non-believers don't exist.
I'll put my 2 cents in on Sunday. Thank you.
Eric, 5 coffees, the blacks, quote unquote, know if they claim someone is a racist, it absolves them of responsibility for their actions. When they get the pearly gates, they're going to go to claim God is racist for not letting them in. Then they're going to protest.
I rest my case.
Forget God, racist bastard. Pee on your ass, spit on your grave. I'll never be a slave, never be a slave. What the?
I know. A slave said they're never going to be a slave. They out talking about F. Charlie. You know you already a slave.
Anthony, beep, 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 beep. Yep, it's just Black Friday.
Amazing, huh?
And we'll have to read the rest later, guys. Thank y'all.
Thank you all. I couldn't do anything about the breakdown this morning, but it looked like we're back. I'll see you on Sunday. Thank you for super chat and your support. Bye. Hake coming up.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.
Check out my book, For Race to Responsibility. I show you how I was able to overcome anger. The spirit of anger was taken away from me. I had it. And as a result of having anger, I was insecure. I had doubt, worry, fear. I was in a fallen state and didn't know it. And it wasn't until I went and forgave my mother, who tried to turn me away from my father. I forgave my father for not being there and returned back to him. My spirit connected with his spirit, and through him, I was able to return to God. And I have perfect peace. Perfect love casts out anger. And when anger is gone, fear and doubt, worry, insecurity, suicidal thoughts, all of that is gone, and you are free. Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble, or if you want an autographed copy, you can go to my website at rebuildingtheman.com or call 800-411-BOND.